Good afternoon, colorists. I'm Mia Luyando with Badass Art, and I'm here this afternoon. We're going to work on this little portrait that we've been coming along with from Botany Bay. And yesterday, we finished this side of her hair. And I told you when we came back, we were going to work on the leaves. And I think we're going to go over to our MasterArt set, and I picked out, these have color names, yellow green. This is by MasterArt. These are fairly inexpensive. You can grab these on Amazon. Of course, I'll link them below like I always do. And this is kind of an apple green, I suppose. What I want to do, we're kind of working on some color theory here with this color choice as well, because, we've got a lot of red in her hair, and the opposite of red is green. So, because we've got a lot of orange in this red tone, we also want to keep, our yellow going. We want to keep the color tone warm. So I'm going to go in here and just kind of fill in these darker shade, the shadowy parts of this little leaf here. I'm just trying to decide if this is the color I want, and I think it is. And I'm not doing the whole leaf. I'm just doing kind of the darker parts. I'm just kind of following along the veins that have been kind of marked out for us with the grayscale. And you can see how that really sets up against her hair and up underneath these little peonies here. And we kept them soft and subtle for this reason. I really wanted this greenery to pop, to be a really kind of like a wow. And so that's kind of why I stayed with these colors. You don't have to get every single one. That's, sometimes if you're trying to, cover some ground, just getting all of one color out of the way. It's, everybody's different sometimes, and I do it a different way every time myself. Sometimes I finish it one leaf at a time, and sometimes I go in and use all one color at a time. I think it's more about our mood, what we're feeling at the time, creatively. But there are no rules. That's what's good about art. Just kind of, putting this color down, just kind of giving it the suggestion in these deeper shadows as we go along. And we'll come along with some, the even deeper greens, but I want this base color to be, really, really prominent in here. So kind of touching and going. I think this is really going to look nice when we get it all finished. And I'd really like to see how it turns out for you guys. So be sure and tag me if you're posting on Facebook or Instagram. You can tag me at Badass Art or at Yellow Yondo. Or come on over to my Facebook group, Badass Art, and check out some of our incredible artists over there. Just covering, covering all these shadow grounds and laying this out. We'll come back in with a couple of different colors. The thing about leaves is, they lay in so many different directions, and there's shadows and folds and dips that, unless you're just doing a full, there's nothing in the picture but the leaf, it's kind of hard to get it wrong if you add several colors, especially with grayscale. And I love working on details, but leaves are not a place where I shine in the patience department. So this is kind of like my Leaf Shortcuts 101 by Mia. Years ago, I did a Kirby Rosanus, I think that's how you pronounce his name, picture of, it was like the spirit of the forest or something, the Green Man, I think it was, and it was just, the whole page was leaves, and I did every single leaf individually, just as a kind of like a challenge to myself. I do that a lot. And by the time I got finished, it took me almost 3 days. I said never, ever, ever. And I've had an aversion to leaves ever since. I didn't do myself any favors. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It's always good to test yourself, but I guess not to burn yourself out, maybe. And that's exactly what I did. Now, I'm going to bring this color down. We're not going to make these bright green, but we're definitely going to give them some green shadows because they are extensions of her hair, as you can see. And I think I've covered almost all of the leaves. I'm going to get a lighter color, and this time I want to go, this might not quite be dark enough, but let's try it. This is called Green Mist. That'll do for right now. I don't think that's, is that really? No, I don't think that's dark enough. Hold on. Let's go with this lime green color. Let's see if I like this better. Yes, I do. I like that better. So I'm just going to work this. I'm not taking it all the way to the tip. I'm just kind of working this over the darker shadowy green and out probably 3/4 of the way. I'm also leaving the center stem light. And I'm just kind of being messy about it. I'm not taking a lot of time. Just kind of scribbling it in right now. And I promise there is a method to this madness. MasterArt blends incredibly well with other pencils. They play well with others, but with themselves, they're a very creamy, smooth pencil, waxy pencil, and you can really push them around the page when you're putting colors together. They do an amazing job of grabbing hold of each other and just really blending well. It's one of the things I really like about this set. Very Prisma-like in their blendability. I mean, obviously there's nothing like a Prisma. They kind of stand alone, but this is a very, very creamy blendable pencil. And I think the 100 set, which is as large as they come, is about $30 on Amazon. So it's very budget friendly, and I'm all about budget friendly, especially when it comes to art supplies. Now on some of these smaller leaves, I am taking it all the way out because it's also kind of tucked in here, and I'm not, being super picky about it. But on most of these, I'm not taking it all the way to the very end. I'm leaving the outer edges white right now. But we're getting, some depth in here. And obviously, take as much time as you need. This is just me sort of coloring these in at a higher rate of speed because like I said, I don't have a lot of patience with leaves, and there are quicker ways to do these. And painstakingly is fine. Sometimes I like to just get into the details of things, especially like with eyes and lips and stuff. And obviously you can do that with flowers and leaves. It's just not my favorite. And these pencils, this is a very neat opportunity to show you how well these pencils do blend from one color into another when they're laid over top of each other. It's very smooth. Now I'm going to take this lighter color just about halfway down . And again, I'm just kind of working the green up into her hair because, you know, there's just little lines and leaves that are in there. We know they're in there. Okay, now I'm gonna go for kind of like a lemony, limey, let's see, what's this one called? Confetti. Okay. It's kind of a, I call it a buggy green, but it's more yellow than anything. And I'm just gonna do the very outer edges of these leaves. And the center here. I'm also going to bring this down. I'm not going to color the whole bulb, but all but just the brightest part of it. And if it's not dark enough or you want to choose a different color, go for it. And these just blend so effortlessly. They're just so much fun to work with. I like this brand. And I am not sponsored. I guess I should say that. No one pays me to use their stuff. I buy everything with my own money and try it out. I know that, you know, sometimes it's just hard to know about art supplies, and I try a lot of different stuff out. And if, you know, watching me try these pencils and different products out helps you guys make a decision on what might work best for you, then that's great, because I'm gonna be trying them out, and I don't mind sharing my experiences. Okay, and now I'm gonna get like a little bit darker, maybe with a touch of blue, but not a lot. This is Viridian. It's not really a teal, but it's not a pure green either. It's definitely got like an aqua or a Bermuda pull to it. And I'm just going in here to these little darker areas, and I'm not going everywhere, but I just want this kind of peeking out here and there. It's just a really neat color, and it's very, it works very well with this darker cinnamon color here. It's very, it's a stronger color. It works very nicely at balancing that out. But I don't want a lot of it because I don't want it to overshadow the work of her hair. We can use it, you know, more deeply around the shadows of these flowers to kind of, you know, pull them to the front, because they are pretty delicate, and we want them to be seen. And we don't want to overpower them though. It's just kind of strategic, like I said, just working our way around. And don't be afraid to mix those colors in. Okay, well, I think that should just about finish up her hair and her little wreath of leaves here. And I think that we'll just come back and finish up the background. I might do the background with, I don't know, how do you guys feel about markers? Or we can do pastels, or we can do pencils. We can do any of those. So we'll be back tomorrow. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you'd like to see the background done in. Okay, hope everybody's having a great night.